Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. I hope it will be a very useful one for both the suppliers that we have today and buyers, and that will result in applications for our open call. This session is organized jointly by InnoMatch and Spin4 EIC, which are the two main components of the EIC Innovation Procurement Program. And now I will guide you briefly, walk you briefly through the InnoMatch project. This is a project that will run for 36 months. Again, as I've mentioned, this is one of the two important components of the innovation procurement program of the European Innovation Council. InnoMatch will support up to 38 pilots or proof of concept demonstrations, aiming providing innovative solutions from developed by innovative suppliers, EIC companies, EIC awardees as we call them, for buyers, both public and private customers. Each pilot will run for a period of 6 months within the 12-month InnoMatch program, of course, if selected, and each pilot or proof of concept demonstration will, if selected, will be funded with up to 60,000 euro. So this is it in a nutshell. We're here to de-risk innovation procurement. And how do we do that? Test before invest is in the core of InnoMatch. But it is important to mention that InnoMatch is not dealing with the innovation procurement process itself. This is something that Spin4 EIC is tackling, and my colleague Ricardo will guide you through the Spin4 EIC opportunities right after this presentation. InnoMatch is rather bridging the gap between the pilots or the proof of concept demonstrations and the actual procurement process. Or a long story short, we're triggering the innovation procurement by providing the direct funding for the POCs or the pilots and providing additional support and guidance throughout the InnoMatch program for those POCs and pilots with the main aim of potential adoption deployment of the solution if it proves successful. For sure, there are benefits that InnoMatch provides for both the EIC awardees and the buyers. On top of the financial support, which I've mentioned is up to 60,000 euro per POC or pilot and granted to the EIC awardees. For the EIC awardees, InnoMatch, of course, provides opportunity to test and improve and validate their solution within the buyer's premises where needed and supported by the buyer. Provides an opportunity for a potential early adoption. For the buyers, there are a lot of benefits as well, as they will have the opportunity to address their challenge, innovation challenge free of charge, to collaborate with the top-notch innovators, because within our open calls or as part of our open call process, we are cherry-picking, selecting the best of the EIC companies to provide a tailored solution to the buyer's needs. And in addition to that, we are providing matchmaking support, like the session that we're organizing today. We are also providing networking, promotion, and visibility to both the suppliers and the buyers that will be selected to enter the InnoMatch program. And of course, you will be guided and supported by the InnoMatch mentors once you enter the InnoMatch program throughout the whole process for all those 12 months. So we are providing those growth services and expert support. This is about InnoMatch in a nutshell. And now I would directly want to give the floor to my colleague Ricardo from the Spin4 EIC team, who will present more about the Spin4 EIC opportunities, what is in there for both the buyers and the suppliers. And this is basically the step after InnoMatch and the pilot testing. So, Ricardo, the floor is yours. I'll mute myself.
Thank you very much, Ina, for the presentation of InnoMatch. and thank you, Carolina, for hosting this webinar today. As Ina was saying, Spin for EIC is the other component, together with InnoMatch of the European of the EIC Innovation Procurement Program. If we go to the next slides, we see, let's say, the main objectives of Spin for EIC and the main services. We offer services that center around innovation procurement, that foster the European innovation procurement ecosystem, both from the demand side and the supply side. So we assist both innovative startups with an innovation that they want to market and buyers that want to be linked and connected with the right suppliers. Like we see on the demand side, we organize pitching events for both private and public buyers. It's similar to the concept of today's event, but we have a challenge from the buyer and then pitches from 5 minutes pitches from EIC awardees replying to the challenge of the buyer. For public buyers specifically, we assist them because even buying innovation is not an easy process, and sometimes all the different rules related to innovation procurement can be a bit difficult to navigate. So that's a services that we offer as well. On the supply side, we have trainings, so our academies. And I will explain more about that in a second. And we've also built a toolkit on innovation procurement. So anything you want to know about innovation procurement in Europe and abroad, what the innovation procurement directives are, how to supply innovation, all these topics are tackled in our toolkits. We also have pitching events, as I was saying, from the demand perspective, but also the supply perspective, because we select the IC awardees that can pitch their innovative solutions and we train them with pitching training. And we have assistance. So EIC awardees can come to us with all of their innovation procurement assistance needs and questions. And I will explain more of that in the next slides. So, what's in it for you more specifically for from the Spin for EIC program? If you are an EIC awardee, our two main call to actions for you today would be to sign up for the assistance and sign up for the academy. Assistance is free of charge tailored support from our team of specialists. And there we can offer all of the services that you need. We can do market scanning for you. We can identify buyers. If you or we identify a tender opportunity for you, we can check with you what the legal requirements are, what the IP requirements are. If you enter a specific innovation procurement contract, we can do a final quality check of your bids. We can help you with bid planning. And in case the bid includes pitching, we can help you with that as well. You have there the QR code to learn more, and that QR code would link to a survey through which you can request our services, and we can contact you and we will sign up a call with you to see how we can support you with one-on-one assistance. The other call to action for you today is to sign up for the Academy. The Academy is a fully online 3 days training program from 20 to 22 April 2026. You can sign up until the 27th of March. If you are an EIC awardee, you are more than welcome to join. The academy is organized around 3 days, like I was saying, the first one being a deep dive into what innovation procurement is. So really starting from the basis, because we all hear different topics, pre-commercial procurement, procurement of innovation, pilots, proof of concept. But it's important to understand really from the basics what all of these topics mean. The second day, we connect and we have EIC Awardees network. We have specific case studies to present from the European perspective, the global perspective, from the public perspective and the private perspective. And we really empower EIC Awardees learning tips and tricks from their peers. And finally, on day three, we hear a lot from EIC awardees that they want to expand globally, but their understanding what innovation procurement is and entails is even more difficult. There are language barriers, market barriers, and this edition of the Academy, we have a specific focus on Asian markets. So how to enter specific Asian markets like the Republic of Korea or Japan, Singapore, India. So we would love for you to be there and to sign up. You have a QR code, and later throughout the course of the webinar, I will also be putting all these links in the chat. The final call to action is for buyers. We offer support to buyers to access a network of more than 6,000 of the most innovative startups in Europe. We have a LinkedIn group. You can contact us with your innovation procurement needs. We would be more than happy to promote your challenge, for example, to promote your tenders if you have any, or if you're looking for awardees within specific sectors, we can put you in contact with the right ones that we assist. And you can also take a look at our catalog. That's a selection of the innovative solutions of the EIC awardees that we assist within the scope of Spin for EIC. And you can see if any of the solutions there are interesting to you. We would be more than happy to put you in contact with that respective EIC awardee. I believe this is my last slide. Yeah, so thank you very much. The floor is back to you, Ina and Carolina, and enjoy the webinar.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. Maybe one important mention here is that all the buyers coming from InnoMatch, engaged in InnoMatch, and all the suppliers engaged in InnoMatch or that are planning to apply to our open calls are accepted with priority to the Spin for EIC opportunities that you have just presented. And this is how we complement each other, and that is why we are part of the EIC Innovation Procurement Program. So this is important to mention, and indeed it will be super nice if you add all the links apart from the QR codes that we've already shared, so that whoever is interested can go and look for more, find more information. And now, I would like to present you the open call for EIC awardees, the reason why we're organizing this matchmaking session as well, because they're connected, they're linked, and I'll explain now how. We've already launched and selected within this open call for buyers for unmet needs from four buyers, both public and private. One of those buyers is Medtronic Iberica that we have today with us and that will shortly present their innovation challenge. As a result of this open call, of this selection process, the buyers entered the InnoMatch program, and supported by the InnoMatch partners, by the InnoMatch mentors, they've developed their unmet innovation need into innovation challenge. They defined the innovation challenge, polished the innovation challenge, and this innovation challenge directly fit into our call for EIC awardees that is currently open and is looking for innovative suppliers, for solution providers, for those four innovation challenges that we have defined within InnoMatch. Now, when you apply, when all the suppliers apply to any of those four challenges, there will be a tedious selection process. As I've mentioned before, we're cherry picking, we're selecting the top-notch innovators. And once you're selected, you and the respective buyer will enter the 12-month InnoMatch program where the pilot or the proof of concept will be tested. The official duration of the deployment of the pilot or the POC is 6 months within the 12-month InnoMatch program. And now about the most important for you to know about this open call. It will run until April 17th. The companies that we are looking for are EIC awardees, Horizon Europe EIC awardees. This is important here to mention. We will be awarding 4 pilots, 1 pilot for each innovation challenge, and the financial support, as I already mentioned, is up to 60k euro in the form of a lump sum per pilot or POC. We have 4 buyers, as I've announced already, 4 innovation challenges in 4 thematic areas: agriculture, digital, energy, and health. And who can apply? Again, I want to come back on that and to focus on that. Horizon Europe EIC awardees, so innovative companies who have signed contract or grant with the EIC under any of the mentioned here EIC instruments: EIC Pathfinder, Transition, Accelerator, or companies that are EIC prize winners. This is very, very important, but all of them within having their contract or grant signed within the Horizon Europe program period. You will have to be careful when preparing your proposals, to carefully consider the evaluation criteria for this open call. We have 4 evaluation criteria that are described in detail in the open call guidelines available on our website. So the first one is the alignment and impact. The applicants must align with the open call objectives, again described in detail in the call guidelines. And the solutions that you're proposing must be focused on solving the specific innovation challenge of the buyer, in this case of Medtronic Iberica. The second evaluation criteria is excellence. The applications must demonstrate the technical soundness of the solution related to the specific challenge. Also, its feasibility, scalability, and overall measurement model. The third evaluation criteria is commitment. This is the one with the biggest weight among the 4 evaluation criteria. And the fourth one is team and implementation, where you will be invited to describe in detail how and whether you have the necessary skills, infrastructure, management experience to lead and implement this pilot within the defined time frame and budget. The documentation for this open call, as I've mentioned, is available on the InnoMatch website. So there are 3 very important documents to consider at application stage: the guidelines for applicants. All the information is there in terms of eligibility, how you should apply, what you should prepare. Then you will have also the application form in the website. This is a read-only file, basically presenting the main questions that you will see in our online application form on the F6S platform, because the applications are happening online through the F6S platform. And finally, and most important, on the website, you will find the proposal template. The template that you will have to fill in and describe in detail your proposal. The rest of the documents that you will be able to find on the website are documents that are not required at application stage, but maybe it will be interesting for you to just screen the sub-grant agreement that the selected companies usually sign, the action plan template, and for the pilot or the POC, and the memorandum of understanding template that both the buyer and the supplier are signing before they start the deployment of the pilot. This is the indicative timeline for the open call. It was launched in February, mid-February. It will run until mid-April, as I've already mentioned. Then we'll proceed with eligibility check, evaluation and selection of the submitted proposals. And around May or June, we'll start with the contracting phase for all the proposals that are selected for each of the 4 innovation challenges. So at the end of the day, again, a reminder, we are selecting 1 proposal for innovation for each of our 4 innovation challenges. And finally, some open call tips. Something that is very important for the suppliers, for the IC awardees to have in mind. Again, I highly encourage you, please do read the guidelines. There you will find all the information. Of course, if you still do have some questions, reach out to us through the discussion board on the F-Success platform or via email. We will be happy to support you. Make sure that there is no conflict of interest, and make sure that there is no double funding. So the same solution, exactly the same solution proposal, is not already funded from another program, initiative, EU program initiative, or within EIC. This is important. And do not forget to attach your proposal template. As I showed you, it's available on the InnoMatch website. You can download it, fill it in, and attach it to your online application form and submit online through the F-Success platform. I'll give the word to Carolina to briefly present our buyer today, Medtronic Iberica, and yeah.
Right, yeah. So the next presentation will be from our buyer, Medtronic Iberica. So I will give the floor to Donat, as I know he has a full introduction of the company, the team, and so on. So I'm not going to spoil anything. So Donat, you're more than welcome to go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, and thanks to all the InnoMatch organization and TIC Biomed organization as well to invite us to that call. Very happy to be here and to meet with everyone. So I'm Donateri. I'm working within Medtronic IHS. So I will explain a little bit more what is Medtronic IHS later on. I'm today with Claudia Navarro, who's also part of this IHS organization, and we'll present you today how together we think we can advance healthcare by unlocking AI and digital health insights. So we as Medtronic are working within a big company. Medtronic is being said as the world's largest medical technology company, where more than 95,000 employees are working in more than 150 countries. So definitely a big company. And in this company, we're here to alleviate pain, restore health, and extend life. And this mission is really an important mandate for every employee within the company. This is really what is driving our job and why we are waking up in the morning. Our therapies are on a quite wide scope, because we are covering more than 70 conditions of the human body. But we have, let's say, now 3 big families: the cardiovascular therapies, everything which is around surgical innovation, which is quite a wide topic, and neurosciences. We had previously a diabetes activity, and you might have heard that recently, at least last week, there was a spin-off of this activity, which will go on the stock quite soon. Claudia and myself are working with this IHS business division. So Medtronic, let's say, is a company who's here to sell devices that are key for patients and for care providers, physicians, nurses, and all the team within the hospital. Us, within this IHS organization, we are focusing on delivering solutions that goes beyond the devices. What does it mean? It means solutions such as optimization programs with consulting and other assets that we have that help customers. So our customers are mainly hospitals, to optimize their pathway or optimize their care settings. So within this organization, we have capabilities to build OR or cath lab from scratch. We have also capabilities to help our customers to optimize the pathway for a specific therapy and address other problematics. This organization is working with 250 strategic accounts. We are mostly focusing on these strategic accounts, which are for us university hospitals, large hospitals, either public or private. And so on my side, I'm working within IHS as a portfolio manager for the digital health solutions that we have. And Claudia, if you want to say a word on your activities, because I think that's pretty into the topic of today.
Yes, thank you, Donat. I'm in the innovation team in the Medtronic Iberia that's called Innova. We are inside the IHS division, and our role is to facilitate open innovation within the company in a quite transversal way. So in the different therapeutic areas that Donat presented, and also in the digital health activities. And we facilitate this collaboration with external stakeholders through, for example, open calls, European funding, but also other mechanisms where we try to accelerate innovation by connecting internal activities with external entities. And we provide from pre-financing through the project management execution of the granted projects. And yeah, we think it's quite interesting to have this tool to accelerate other types of innovation.
Thank you, Claudia. Just a precision, because we said many times that this is the Iberica entity, so the Spanish entity of Medtronic, who's taking that initiative. And that is fully true. And the reason for that is because we have Claudia and a strong innovation team based mostly in Spain. But the business we are developing is going beyond the Spanish frontier. So the pilot will be focused in Spain for some internal reasons, let's say. But myself, I'm part of an European team. And so what we're doing is beyond that pilot, if the pilot is successful, let's say, we have the ambitions to scale the commercialization of this pilot beyond the frontier of Spain, across Europe, and then across the globe, because we have also digital projects in areas like in Japan, in Australia, or in Canada. I think we can go next slide, please. So just we already made a quick round of introduction for Claudia and myself. Just a word on people that couldn't join today, but which would be key in the process. Jorge Posada, who's the innovation leader, for IHS Europe, and Alicia, who's a colleague of Claudia, working also within this innovation team. And we really have the chance to get this innovation team who's here to help us to bring the best innovation, and InnoMatch is a great opportunity for that, to our customers, to the hospitals we are serving. So let's go through this challenge that we are addressing today. So if you are working within healthcare, and many of you are, you for sure heard these big complaints from all customers. And this is really something that we are hearing almost every week, said by our strategic accounts. They are dealing with a very difficult equation. On one side, there is a bigger need for healthcare, linked to the fact that longevity is increasing, and we have a more aging population overall. linked also to the fact that there are multiple chronic diseases, and there is a strong rise in terms of chronic diseases because of different lifestyles. And at the same time, there is a shortage of workforce and a shortage of resources in general. So there is definitely a need for change. And I think that is being explicitly seen by everyone during COVID. But this is now even more present than yesterday. And we know that in the coming years, that will be probably the challenge number one for the hospitals across Europe. The consequence is that there is a strong need for change, but the good news is that that's a tremendous opportunity for bringing innovations, and especially innovations around digital. The problem that comes when it comes to digital and healthcare is that we have a lot of data that are generated for the last 20-25 years by multiple solutions, but these data are trapped into different silos. And the silos are really fragmenting the impact. So you for sure heard about the AI hype those last years. All the big noise created by ChatGPT and all the LLMs. Is this a reality for hospitals? Not yet. I think we are all making this observation. We are far from unlocking all the potential of AI and digital health when it comes to real life in an hospital. And one of the reasons is really this silo that we are creating every time that we're bringing interesting innovations to an hospital. If we look at the impact of all of this on a large disease such as cardiovascular disease, where Medtronic is well present, we see that cardiovascular disease is definitely one of the main cause of death. It is also a big it has a big economic weight, and it has also a big impact for the hospitals for sure, as they have to deal with this fragmentation of data. So we know that there is a big problem, which is having an impact, direct impact on the way we are caring patients and the way we deliver this care for healthcare providers. So the way we are looking at this challenge in Medtronic is first to make the observation that this is a big challenge and the required change is too large for one player to manage alone. So this is exactly why we are opening partnership through what we are calling an integrated an open ecosystem. And for building such kind of digital health ecosystem, we need a platform that we've been built with some external partners. We co-developed a platform with different partners coming from the healthcare IT world mainly, to create future states where the data would be flowing from in an easier manner from one application to another one. And the way we would do that is by starting to mutualize the interoperability with hospital through a middle layer, so this Cortex platform that I mentioned. This is the first thing, the first challenge, sub-challenge that we are addressing. And then by doing this, we are mutualizing a common number of data across the ecosystem and making sure that we are adopting common standards, common semantic terminologies for making sure that then we can capitalize on those data and unlock insights through analytics and AI. So concretely, how do we address the cardiovascular disease and how does that connect to this challenge? We do have a platform on top of Cortex, a functional layer, which is being called GetReady. GetReady is deployed in more than 15 countries in many hospitals. And GetReady is what we're calling a remote patient monitoring RPM solution, which is here to connect patients and care providers and to digitalize some of the process of the pathway. But the thing is that GetReady needs to be connected to an ecosystem to really enrich the vision that care providers could have on the patients. So this is really where we want to enrich the ecosystem of GetReady through Cortex by integrating interoperable biomarkers that could be captured through IoT devices, AI-driven ECG analysis, agentic conversational AI, and other innovative technologies. And of course, the idea of giving an holistic vision of the patients to the care provider is to advance precision health. And we want to address first the cardiovascular care area, but for sure we are not close to bringing this to other disease area, because as said earlier, we also are very present in surgical innovation, in neurosciences, and in other sub-areas. How do we want to measure success in this pilot? The first measure of success will be to have a successful technical integration within the GetReady platform, that we would demonstrate potential for reuse in other customers, in other disease areas as well, that we would generate significant clinical outcomes for the care providers, for the patients, increase an operational efficiency for the care providers. So if the solution is creating an administrative burden, then we would have failed for sure. And we would measure also the patient and the clinician experience that are really some important metrics for us. Some functional and technical requirements on the desired solution. We would like to have a solutions which already demonstrated clinical value, for sure. Nice to have would be to get it already adopted by some key customers and to have a robust technology, which would mean CE mark technology, even if we are not, let's say, closed on these requirements, and other innovative technologies that are closed or already started CE marking process are open to join. We are more considering SaaS technology, and something that we would really consider is to have a technology which is based on sovereign EU cloud, because this is a sensitive topic for some of our customers. Interoperability based on standard is a must. Compliance with GDPR regulation is, of course, a must. And security measures that we would detail then when working with our partners would be also very important, because we are, of course, dealing with sensitive data. So what are the benefits of working in this challenge? This is, of course, the opportunity to be integrated in our portfolio and consider as a strategic assets that we could then propose to our network of more than 250 strategic accounts directly, and of course to all the other hospitals, which means almost every hospital where Medtronic is present across Europe and beyond. We already have, let's say, a strong track record in partnering with other external startups and companies. And I could mention later on examples of companies with whom we really scale a collaboration. We would offer also an access to our digital health infrastructure, Cortex, GetReady, that I mentioned. The opportunity to get access to a dedicated project lead, support on data governance, and a clinical validation expertise. So we as a MedTech have people who are here to work with hospitals on clinical research, scientific studies, and of course, that would be beneficial for that pilot. We are promoting the co-development and co-investments of innovative technologies. And I mentioned earlier, there is, of course, the 60K euro grant for funding this pilot. So now I leave it to you for the 10 remaining minutes that we have for open questions. And I'd like to thank you for your attention.
Great. Thank you so much, Donat. That was really great. Right, indeed. Now we've reached the Q&A part of our matchmaking session. So the floor would be yours, any of the represented EIC awardees that are here. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys. So yeah, one of the big things for I guess everyone applying for this call is the CE mark requirement. So now you talked about that you need to be in the process of getting a CE mark. So can you just elaborate?
So I think what we want is making sure that at the end, we want to work with a partner which is, let's say, ambitious enough to bring this to real life, let's say. And bringing this to real life in our markets means to go through the CE marking process. So it needs to have, before starting, a strong willingness, if it's not already done, to go for a CE marking process.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
So I have also two questions kind of related. One is that so I think you are representing the global company anyways. So if whether or not FDA process is also something you are looking at, especially if you are more interested on that pathway, or you are completely separate from, or because this is kind of going to be funded by the EU, you are only looking at Europe in this process.
We're looking at Europe first,
Okay.
I would say. So CE marking is for sure more important than FDA agreements in this case, while we would still for sure consider an FDA clearance.
Okay. And then the second question is that during this period of proof of concept, it's kind of a vague term, of course. Proof of concept has many different meanings in different areas. I think it doesn't mean the proof of concept in terms of development stage proof of concept. It's more like market related proof of concept.
Exactly.
I wonder if during this process, we get access to the data at Medtronic or not, because that is like the key thing. It's also kind of a chicken and egg problem. So we can show, for example, our AI is working on a small set already, but probably once it is running on the Medtronic data, it is going to have much better effect because it's like a much larger data set, cleaner data you have. Is this something to look at, or is it something that's going to be shared during the process, or you just want to get it from us and you do the thing on your end?
No. What we would do is in this process, in this pilot proof of concept, the first objective is to get a technical integration that that could goes in both way, right? From the application selected to the Medtronic platform and vice versa. Now, to your question, will we get access to Medtronic data? I'm not controlling all Medtronic data, right? So I can't answer this question because it really depends on the nature of the data, where is it, for which solution, etc. So we have, let's say, our ecosystem in Medtronic IHS, which is connected to some Medtronic solutions, cardiovascular and others. But we do not have, let's say, an access to a kind of a data lake where every data generated by
No,
Medtronic
not every data, but we at least
happy
need
with
to know
there. So
what kind of data you have before we can deploy it on your system. I think that's like
for sure,
it's a
so,
minimum thing we need to know. Like
so
maybe, yeah.
data collected by our RPM platform for sure. In a wide manner. So I include prems. I include also connected devices data. I also think about data from some implants that we do sell and commercialize to our customers. So if you have specific kind of data, please ask and
No, I think this
because this is
combination is perfect. So during the process, we will have access to these data at least
yes
to
to the
for
data that
running
I
the proof of
mentioned, yes,
concept.
but then we need to better define exactly what kind of data would be interesting for that use case.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Clear. Thanks. And like one follow-up, you said something about neurology, neurosurgery. Is it also, or neurosciences, is it something to come soon also? Because we are also mainly active in that field and less in the cardiovascular.
Yes, definitely. We're thinking about cardiovascular first as
Okay.
a main domain area where Medtronic, but sure, we are very well present in neuroscience as well, and so we would value a proposal on neuroscience.
Okay, great. Thanks.
If I may add, Carolina,
Yeah,
this
of
is
course.
Elena from TIC Biomed, also from the InnoMatch Consortium. So something that from InnoMatch we are aware, right, is that at the end of the day, 60K is not that much money indeed. So we understand if the pilots are relatively small scale, let's say, because it's kind of a proof of concept before jumping into something bigger. So here's like our recommendation is to value more the opportunity to work with a company like Medtronic than the actually scale of the pilot compared to an innovation project, for instance, that would have, I don't know, millions of euros in budget, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're looking for, rather than big innovation impacts to get the opportunity of potential buyers of technology like Medtronic here to test the benefits of your solution. And there we see clearly an advance compared to other projects that perhaps are so focused on the technology, but then the project stops and there's not really a follow-up, no sustainability afterwards. And that's something that we would like to stress as a consortium. So we really hope it's interested for the companies here present. Also, the open call that Asina presented is quite easy. It's not as when you apply to the EIC to get your accelerator, right? That is super competitive. It's very simple and straightforward. And I'm sure companies like you can build a good proposal in a relatively short time, let's say. So there's some encouragement here.
Thanks so much, Elena. Indeed, the call is very straightforward, the process is easy, and we are here to support you along this process. So if you have any questions today, or maybe once you start your applications, do let us know. Super happy to support you, super happy to help you, to guide you through the application form if needed, through the proposal template if needed. with the only goal that you submit an excellent proposal and are selected for this challenge of Medtronic because it is super interesting and it will be very beneficial for the innovative suppliers to collaborate with Medtronic, I believe, definitely.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
Well, I
you.
guess if there's no questions, then thanks for being here. We will keep in touch via email, and hopefully this can actually progress and become something very nice in the future.